Let the roast begin. My lord. That was the worst example of sports betting I have ever seen. Sucks to be me sometimes. My lord. So, reverse sweep on the picks. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Everything. Fucking hell. Compounded. I think the highlight of my day was watching Rakia Jackson get tossed in that game. She had 8 points at the time, wasn't playing very well, but that bet was still alive. Wanted to trade hands with Brittany Griner, and I'm the one who gets fucked for it all. So let me have it, boys. Throw any questions in the chat. Roast me. Give it to me. I deserve it. My God, that was awful. Painful. Felix, what's up, my man? Thanks for jumping in. I wish the WNBA took me out to dinner first before giving it to me like that. God damn. But I've reflected on a lot of these picks and what I've lost. There's a few that, upon reflection, I wouldn't bet again. But there are some that I was pretty happy with, like Jonquel Jones. 2 threes. I thought it was a good look. She took 5 attempts. She only made 1. It was a plus money play. DG, what's happening, man? Appreciate you for showing some support my way. Do I ever consider the script? I'd usually do, to be honest. I don't know what I was doing on this particular day and how I fucked that up, to be honest. I don't know if it was an oversight. If I think about it, I didn't even rush the picks. I got them out quite early yesterday. It wasn't rushed. I had a lot of time. So, but yes, I do think about the script. Rio, hi, my man. What do I think about the Riquet ejection? Yeah, I think if that was the NBA, it wouldn't have been an ejection. There was nothing. Nothing happened. I think Griner probably, she was starting some shit. She was throwing elbows around, but Riquet, she was just talking. But I don't know. Maybe they're a little bit sensitive to that in the women's game, in the W. You don't see too many scuffles like that anyway. So, but yeah, I don't think it should have been a rejection, but regardless, it doesn't change too much for us. It just made me laugh. Just honestly, the day couldn't have gotten worse. Made me laugh. And then I remembered I had bet on fucking Natasha Cloud 19.5 points and assists. I forgot all about that. I thought the day was done. And then I checked the box score and I was like, oh, she's doing all right. She finishes on 19. Hey, appreciate you, man. Jackson, Mississippi. I appreciate the support, eh? The prop shop, that ejection cost you 5K. My lord. I lost every single bet today, but I didn't bet that much. So I didn't lose 5K. Being transparent with you guys, I'm down 11 units today, which I think is the worst I've had since I've been tracking my bets. It's the worst day that I've had an 11 unit loss, which means in September, I think I'm only up 20 units, which is actually pretty good. My goal for every month is to make 20 units of profit. Despite having the worst day I have ever had on the W, lost 11 units today. Crazy stuff, but still 20 units up in September. So when I go to bed tonight, I'll remember that and move forward with a clear head. I think after days like this, what's most important is what you do about it, what you do next. Like for those of you in the VIP, I sent you guys a message saying I'm tempted to put more bets down in these last sets of games to try to chase some of these losses. Thankfully, I didn't, because what I was thinking of betting on, most of it didn't win anyway. So bit of discipline there, didn't chase my losses, and I only lost 11 units. Fuck. But it's about what you do, how you bounce back. So one thing I like to do when bets aren't hidden, you got to get your mind right. And for me, believe it or not, is cleaning. Fuck. I cleaned half the damn house today. I did laundry, I did dishes, I washed baby bottles, I washed the dog. Like my mind is clear. It was absolutely disgusting, but I needed to get my head right because there's no WNBA tomorrow, so I'm going to have an early look into NFL and make sure I don't get fucking rolled in that one. So Albert, how are you, my man? Win some, lose some. Absolutely. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm only right half the time, but when I am right, I am fucking so right, and that's how we make profit. Christopher Miranda, it was a tough one. It was. It was ridiculous. And you know what kills me, Chris? Is that last WNBA video I did was so big, like almost 4,000 views. I normally get about 1,500, but 4,000 views, and it was the worst day of betting I've ever had. So Not the right attention that I was looking for, but damn. Rio, appreciate it, man. A lot of is like what sucks for me. It's like, yeah, losing money sucks. Losing money for my VIP members sucks. But it's like the amount of time and effort that goes into this, and then it all gets wasted. That fucking sucks too. So you get hammered on all sides, but we bounce back. There's been excellent days. We've had days a lot better than a minus 11 unit loss. We've made 15 to 20 units in a day before. So you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? GG2V. We'll bounce back on Sunday. WNBA playoff start and NFL for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Really keen for the NFL this week. I feel like for the NFL, it gets easier to bet the longer the season goes. Early in the season, it can be difficult. New coaches, new lineups, combinations. Like there's just so many changes, especially this season. It feels like there's been a lot. So that's why last week I was only running with running backs, and it worked for me. So we'll see what we come up with. How do I feel heading into this 24-hour reset before the Pats versus the Jets? Well, I've got one look on the Pats already. One thing I'm strongly considering. So I'm feeling somewhat confident. What I need to do is for these single game slates, Thursday night football, Monday night football, is like pick one or two. So normally throughout the whole NFL round, I might get one bet per game, right? I'll probably average even less. But then for some reason, when Thursday night football comes into it or Monday night, I end up with like 4 or 5 bets because you're only focusing on that game. You tend to come up with a lot more. Whereas if you look at the whole round, you can like cherry pick your best bets from each game. So I just need to make sure that for that Thursday night football game that I probably stick to 2 or 3 max and not go too hard on it because that shit can kill you. But I do have a good play on the Pats. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably make a video for it. Ricky was your last leg. Use a free bet token, paired it with some other stuff. Didn't actually lose money, but you could have won 5K. Yeah, I get you. It still sucks though, right? You thought you had a chance and it didn't happen. Like, I think that ejection, it probably went right. I'd probably feel better if she punched Brittany Griner. Like, I don't know about you guys. I think, or even if Brittany Griner punched her. And then at least I could say I lost my bet because Brittany Griner punched her in the face. Like, I think that would have been better, but yeah, look, it still sucks. Ricky got into a fight with him. I was thinking that too. But what's crazy is like she did, she took a couple steps back, but like she wanted that smoke, Ricky Jackson. And I was like, damn, these girls are tough. But I was actually watching, I probably got stuck in this rabbit hole about 15 to 20 minutes last night on Twitter where I could have been researching WNBA better, but I was on Twitter for 15 minutes and I was on one of these fight pages and I was just watching people get smashed up the whole time. And that Ricky Jackson thing just reminded me of it. But yeah, she brave, trying to fight a man. We're on the same page. Thank the Lord. Anthony, what's up, man? It's only up from here. No worries. Appreciate you. Yeah, it is. I think it's crazy. When I scheduled this stream, I was like I was close to my lowest point. Like I was defeated. And I was like, fuck, I deserve a roasting. This absolutely sucks. Now I don't feel as bad looking back on it all. Like, we're up 50 something units in the past couple of weeks. Like there's a lot of things to be positive about. One bad day shouldn't bring you down so much. But in the moment, I was like, I need to put a fucking stream up because I got to answer to this, right? I can't just post this stuff and say nothing. And my next WNBA video is not going to be for a few days. And I didn't want to bring it back up. You know what I mean? I'd prefer to like bury this horrible day today and then get on with it with a clear head. So yeah, you're right. There is only up from here. Ivor Geezy, you lost every bet tonight. You had B Jones and Stewie on every ticket. Yeah, look, join me. I think I had 21 bets today. Oh, obviously some ridiculous parlays, and only one of them cashed, and it barely cashed. Like it was trash. Haven't thought about the Raiders and Panthers just yet, to be honest. I've only done I haven't looked into the NFL at all for this particular week, so it's on the cards for me to do it today. It's like it was fixed tonight. Prizebook put B Jones into the taco pickup right before the game. And you were the sucker that took it. What was the taco pick? I swear B Jones got close. Like she went under for sure, but I didn't think she was that bad. Riquet is a hooper. She's way better than Angel. I think, yeah, watching the way that I think that's fair. I think she's definitely more skilled than Angel. But, you could argue that Angel plays harder. Angel rebounds better. And she's got a size advantage, so that kind of balances out the scales. But we'll see. Angel started to get a mid-range. She started, believe it or not, she started to shoot, which is pretty crazy. She needs to get practicing on those layups though, because those layups be trash. But yeah, Riquet, I think more aesthetically pleasing, both physically and the way that she plays. She's definitely the hooper. I didn't know she had that dog in her that she was ready to throw her hands though. So that excited me a little bit. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's talk about what the worst bet of the day was, because I've done a reflection on these. Because some of these I was like, it's not such a bad bet. Like Riquet Jackson, I don't think that was such a bad bet. She was taking a lot of shots, which I expected. Diana, you could say it was a bad bet because I knew she was going to play less minutes, but I also knew she was going to throw the fucking shit out of that ball. She was going to chuck it. She just missed her first 5 shots, so that made it a little bit difficult. I think Canada assist was a bad bet. 6 assists. That was a bad bet because I completely forgot how terrible Atlanta's offense is. Like, she had a lot of potential assists. My God, she finished on 5. Alicia Gray with a minute to go, missed an open layup. Fucking hell. So, but at the same time, that Canada pick was bad because of the odds. The odds weren't great, and I still took it anyway. But look, regardless, I lost. What else is a terrible bet? I think the Sabrina one was a bad bet as well. I got really excited by the fact that her line was down to 2.5. It's normally never that low. But she didn't get fucking. I don't even know if she hit one or not. Maybe she hit one, but that was ass. I think that was a bad bet because the odds were terrible as well. So when you lose bets where the odds are shit, like it's a kick in the guts, because even if you won that, you would have been copping a whole lot of juice. But that was pretty bad. Like I said a bit earlier, John Jones. I thought that was a good bet. She was 1 from 5. 1 from 5. 2 was plus 150. Like, the odds for that were fantastic. She took the shots like I expected. She just didn't make them, so I can live with that. Tina Charles, I thought that was a good bet. I was a bit scared because in that first quarter she was the only player. Even players on the bench had taken shots. She hadn't taken a shot, but they were double teaming her a lot. Then she started cooking, and then she was terrible in the last couple of minutes. So I'm not too dirty with that Charles bet. I think if I could take it all back, obviously points and rebounds would be the look. For those you've been tailing, I bet Tina Charles points plus rebounds so many times after this Olympic break, and for some reason I just went for the points in this particular one, and it burnt me. So I think the combo would have gone nicely there. But yeah, so yeah, Diana 4 assists was a wave. I was thinking about points plus assists. Like, ever since Garana came back from an injury, the assists have been easy. For some reason, I didn't even, I thought about it, but when I was reviewing the numbers, I didn't even look at her assists. I didn't even know it was at 3.5. Like, it was a fucking oversight on my behalf. Riquet Jackson's, 3.5 rebounds at minus 150, which I guess she would have hit it if she didn't want to throw down. She finished on 3. Yeah, I don't usually take that many bets as well. Like, I had somebody reaching out to me on Instagram to talk about VIP and stuff. Like, what's your hit rate on picks? What's your average odds? And like, I showed him, I was hitting like these player props. I was hitting them at 58% before today's terrible thing, but 58% hit rate on player props and average odds minus 109. Like, I don't take too many bets that are juiced either, because I like looking for plus money. You know what I mean? So these juiced ass players got me today. It's somewhat upsetting, but the great thing is I manage my bankroll quite well these days. I don't have to deposit any money into accounts. It's just a losing day. I still got a lot of money in my account that we can just roll with, so we're good. So what happens when Brittany Griner and Jackson got kicked out of the game? What will happen to you? They're lost. I'm a loser. That's what happens to them. I don't know what apps and sports books, if they have any rescues or promotions around. I doubt it if they have it for ejections. But even if they got injured, if Riquet Jackson got injured just before halftime, I think they'd still mark it down as a loss. That would be the case for most books. So, but if you bet the under, some sports books are cheeky. They might void that. They'll take that win right off you. But I think most of them will pay it. So, yeah, tough ass day, I got to tell you. And it sucks. that there's no WNBA tomorrow because I've got redemption in my mind. I just want revenge, like I'm sure a lot of you guys do. Hopefully that revenge is not on me, but yeah, it sucks. Got to wait till I get that WNBA money back. But we made a lot in the WNBA this season. Yeah, it's awesome finding value. I don't know. It's probably a lot of, to be honest, it doesn't make too much a difference about like how much goes into my account. I think a lot of it is like my ego. Like for me, be able to hit plays at plus money, that feels good. Like that's why I love plus money so much. Plus, it goes against what the sports book was thinking. So if the under is plus money and the sports books are favoring the over, and I pick the under and I cash it, I'm like, yeah, fuck you, sports books. So that's how I feel about it. If they played even a minute, they get ejected, it's a loss. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So, the one good thing about that ejection, you had the under and grind of 20.5 points, but nothing compared to the bet you had on Riquet. Yeah, it's crazy. Like there are some positives to take out of all of these ridiculous situations. It's like every single one of my bets lost, and I can't blame any of these players, to be honest. Like I'm not one of those guys that blames players for not performing or hitting their numbers. I ain't about that. At the end of the day, I've got the option to pick the under, right? I didn't have to pick the over on all these girls. I could easily have just picked the under. So I don't blame players. Sure, I get frustrated sometimes, but ultimately I'm the one losing here. I make my bets, I make my own decisions. So I'm not one of those guys. Can't get discouraged when the numbers and matchups match up. We keep moving, brother. Yeah, absolutely right. Like you guys, if you've been watching my videos for a long time, I put a lot of time and effort into the research, the matchups, and everything like that. I think whoever made that comment a bit earlier around the game script, it's probably something I didn't put too much time into, not as much as I normally would. Like one thing that normally parts form of my research is I'll do all my analysis on the games, the picks, the player minutes, projections, the spread projection to see whether there's a blowout, who wins, yada yada yada. Factor all that in, and then I go back and rewatch the highlights, especially in these head-to-head battles. I'll watch the highlights to see what the defense is like, what the rotations look like, the defensive schemes. So I'll go back and watch the film, especially late in the season. It's worked quite well. I probably didn't do enough of that yesterday, and I think it's because there were so many games on. I probably only did it on 1 or 2 games. Regardless, it could have been better, but it wasn't. What's the game script? It's like, so even though we're just betting on player props, so this works extremely well in the NFL, but it works in all sports. Like if I'm betting on player props, if you have a good idea of how the game is going to go, like the entirety of the game, if you have a good idea, then it helps you with your player props. Like if the game script is for an upset or a high scoring game or whatever it is, you can kind of build your props around that, because like you'll find in Outlier, props.cash or whatever it is, there are filters around wins and losses. You're probably thinking, why do people even use that? But if you have a good game script in mind, certain players play a lot better when their teams win, and certain players play terrible when their teams lose. But then you also have to factor in the Vegas thing, fading the public, all that type of bullshit. Dwayne Harris, WNBA was weird today. A lot of hooks, Carrington, Charles, Canada. What was the coach thinking with B. Jones? Yeah, shit got wild. And look, a lot of people probably made a lot of money today thinking, predicting what happened. I get that. But yeah, it was somewhat crazy today. But being accountable, at the end of the day, my reads were bad. My picks were shit. And I cost some people money. But I'm determined as hell to get it all back. Terrell Tyler, the one day I told you, come on, man, just give it to me. Just roast me. Tell me what you really feel. Let's get it all out of your system, because the next time I post a video and some pics, I want some love from you guys. Well, put it this way. How many people who make YouTube videos on pics and stuff go on camera and take accountability for all the picks that they had? I'm pretty sure they'll celebrate when they're doing well, but how many people go out there and own it when they lose? So the one thing with me, I'll always stay authentic. I'll probably always stay inappropriate, unprofessional. Well, that's what they call me sometimes. You got to stay true to yourself. And I think one thing that helped me sleep at night is going through this pain with you, right? No point me crying off camera by myself about how bad today was and then I'll do another video tomorrow and it's like, what's up, kings and queens? Like, I'm all happy and positive. You're probably like, this fucking asshole cost me so much money last night, and look at him go. It's not like that. Like, I'm here to suffer with you guys, and I'm happy to hear any roasting, any comment. Just get it all out of your system. Like, the things I don't like is like people just hammering the comment section on my videos, but they direct the language as if I'm not going to read it. it's strange, but I'd prefer you just give it to me straight. Reach out to me. I know how it is. On the plus side, NBA, college basketball, and NHL is on the horizon. Absolutely. The NBA, pretty excited for. I think I made over 100 units profit last season. And what's crazy is I'm so much better at betting now than I was last season. Last season I was like I wasn't as disciplined. I didn't have a clear strategy, all that type of shit. So, hey, Natasha Cloud's back on the court. What the hell? Has she scored? Oh, she has 11 points, 12 assists. I want to bet. Yes, Natasha Cloud. I fucking won something. Fuck you, Diana Taurasi. Anyway, I don't blame players. Yeah, NBA, can't wait. 100 units profit last season, and I'm so much better now, so I can't wait for that. College basketball, I've actually, well, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to pay quite a bit of money to get some models on college basketball that hit quite well. So I'll be betting on some college basketball as well. NHL, I can get a model for that, but I don't know. I just don't want to get overwhelmed. Like, pay a lot of money for these models, and then you'll be betting on every single sport at the same time. It can be a little bit chaotic. Who is Herbert Harrigan? Damn, she costed me my Sparks money line ticket. I don't even know who that is. Herbert Harrigan. Oh shit, she got 10 points. Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize this game was so close. It's all good, bro. Your read's always spot on. In the end, it's up to the players to perform. No, you're right. I think it's me and the stupid bitches that I bet on. It's our responsibility to get it right. They didn't do their jobs right. A lot of them played bad today, and I didn't do my job right and make the right selections. So it is what it is. Where am I finding these models? What can I say? It's like almost like the dark web. In these types of circles, creating a lot of sports betting content, you speak to a lot of other people who create content, and you eventually meet people like that. So who, create resources and all that type of stuff. This is my first season betting on all sports. Is betting NBA better than WNBA, regardless of the NBA games? I think that's a really good question. I wouldn't say it was better, to be honest. I think a lot of people would say that the NBA is better. Like, when I first started doing the WNBA content, a lot of people were leaving comments saying that, you shouldn't bet on women's sports. They're unreliable. They're inconsistent, yada, yada, yada. And then I started to listening to those comments when I was watching the game. I saw those comments and I started to believe them. And I was like, this is cooked. And then you get better at it and you start seeing things for what they are. And I wouldn't say the NBA is better or worse. The NBA is good because there is volume, but there's also a lot more eyes on it. So with the NBA, it's like everything seems a little bit sharper. So it can be harder to say. But there's a lot of people who like betting on like those bitch ass parlays. Instead of taking someone at 19.5, we take them for 15 points. The NBA it's probably more successful to bet that way, I would say. Whereas in the WNBA, like, a lot of these girls are either excellent or they're terrible. So you just got to find them when they're good. Whereas in the NBA, there's a few players who are just consistent. They'll always get you 6 to 8 rebounds, or they'll always get you 10 to 15 points. Like, there's probably more consistency in that aspect, but the lines are sharp for the NBA. So it can be difficult, but I would say it's more entertaining to watch. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Chalkboard was bought out today. I got you, my boy. I got you. Oh, there we go. NBA lines are sharper. So you can catch the book sleeping on the WNBA a lot more. Yeah, you can. And yeah, that's why sometimes, like, even like today, there was a few picks I was like, oh, we got the book sleeping today. But I was the one that was sleeping. Absolutely smashed me. Bro, should we bet the house on the Lynx Sparks this Thursday? First quarter, first half. Phil Links gang. I got no idea. I haven't thought that far ahead. NBA is better. Fuck the WNBA. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say one's. Look, it just depends. Better is. Would you like my return on my investment on the WNBA is so much higher than the NBA? That doesn't make the WNBA better, but I could make more money on the WNBA, but they don't have so many games. The WNBA has softer markets, lower limits. NBA sharper, tough to bet on, but higher limits. That's true as well. But how many people are really pushing those higher limits? You know, it took them forever to adjust Clark and Raquel's points. Yeah, everyone like with the WNBA, if you can catch a trend early, like Breonna Jones. I know Dr. Mario is in here. Breonna Jones. I caught her points and rebounds nice and early, 17 and a half, 6-7 games ago. And then it was slowly moving up, right? But she was getting 25, 28, 29. And it went from 17 to 18 to 19. Today it was up to 22 and a half. And I was like, nah, that's a bit too high. But that was fucking almost 2 weeks worth of games. You know what I mean? So they were slower to adjust. Same with Raquel Jackson. Once upon a time, her lines were at 12.5 and she was getting 18 points a game. And it was slowly moving up until today, whereas it's 16.5. So yeah, the WNBA is definitely a lot slower and not as sharp to bet on, which is good. Dr. Mario. Come on, man. Don't unsubscribe. You comment on every single video, bro. What's your best betting tip? I think the best betting tip I can give you is around discipline and mindset. It's the most important part. Like when people lose, they tend to make irrational decisions, and we do such terrible betting decisions, I would say. So the best tip I can give you is to understand what you need to do to clear your mind to do the right thing, right? Like for me, I either wash my car or start cleaning inside the house, and that gives me like this reset. Like if this was me a year ago and this day was happening to me, I'd probably be down 20, 30 units. I'd probably be down thousands, right? I'd lose my first couple of games, and then I'd just start dumping more money on the later games to try to win it back. And then if I finished the whole day down 20, 30 units, you know what I would have done? I would have deposited more, and I would have started betting on fucking greyhounds and horses and table tennis and shit like that. So that's what it was like before when I didn't have the discipline. Whereas now I know what I need to do to get my mind right. One thing that also makes it easier, it's not necessarily a betting tip, but it's more around mindset as well, is just to set a goal, right? If you set a goal on what you want to achieve when you're betting, you're less likely to get rattled. Like I said it at the top that my goal is to make 20 units of profit every single month. If I make 20 units of profit every single month, we're eating good. Like what's that? Oh, shit, I can't even do mathematics. Is that 200 something units a year, right? Imagine making 200 units of profit every single year, at least. Like that's my goal. And even after this shit day, I'm up 20 units this month. So there's nothing for me to be upset about. There's no money that I need to chase, right? Last month, I was up 35 units. So that's 15 extra units than I was originally expecting. So having a goal in mind when you're betting is probably a massive tip as well. It changes everything. And it doesn't have to be a unit goal for you. It could be financial. You might say, I want to make $500 of profit betting on sports this month. Then just chase $500. You don't have to get it today. You understand, but it's the reverse for you. Breonna Jones as well. Oh, you didn't take it, my man. All right. Big Meech. Nah, you weren't the only one. You weren't the only one. You're not above a little tennis player to stack a parlay. Yeah. Like, it gets me every time. Like, you go on Bet365, they give you boosts for every leg that you add on tennis, and you're betting on 15 to 20 tennis games in a parlay because you have a 95% boost when you're winning. Man, it gets dark, but yeah. Damn, this is in caps. Damn, bro, this Sparks Mercury game ended right on the number. Also, Lynx Sun game total ended on the exact number. You think they're using AI to produce the lines? I couldn't tell you how the lines are done. Put it this way, like so many people are creating different sports betting tools to try to get an edge. Like a lot of the time, you're not going to beat the books. They're undefeated, is like what I like to say. But it's like, where can you find an edge? And if it's something like the total or the spread, that's why I don't bet the totals and the spreads, because it's it's so here we go. Some time travel. It could be that too. Some time traveling could be happening. That's how they set their lines. Unbelievable. What a killer day. Hey, whilst I've got you on here, I wanted to ask you guys, is this something that I should do more often? Because I do something like a really short version of this, a couple of minutes, just a video out to my VIP members most days to recap the day. But I think this is an interesting type of stream. It's different. I don't know if I'm necessarily offering you much value. Hopefully I am. A lot of people are watching it, so it tells me something. But yeah, something I could be doing. Also, if you guys are using Twitter or X, jump on, give us a follow. I'm trying to grow my stuff over there, different types of content, sharing some things on there, and it's a good way to connect as well. The overcovered Sparks team total, nice. 74 when you tune out. 81, the 81 is pretty high. And I don't bet the spreads, but I was like, the Spark have to. So I thought about the game script for this particular game for the Spark and the Mercury. And I was like, I think the Sparks can keep it close. I think there should be some points in it. But then that first quarter, it was like 14-12 or something. And I was like, fuck, my game script was off. Diana Taurasi and Rickea Jackson was 0 from 9 combined, I think, in that first quarter. And I was like, fuck, what a perfect way to finish this terrible day. And then shit turned around. Rickea Jackson got punted out of the game. And I was like, it's only getting worse from here. I already chalked my Cloud bets down as a loss. Diana down as a loss. Diana never came back on, so that was 2 points short. But then Cloud managed to come back and get it done for me. So, man, that sucks. Spark's got to be nice when Brick comes back and they draft Page. If they can get Page, is it the Spark that have the 40-something% odds to get the number 1 pick? The Spark? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it'd be good if they go to Cam Brink. I honestly didn't get to watch too much of Cam Brink. I think she got injured the same week I probably started betting on the WNBA. Thanks for the Q&A. You're gonna. Ooh, greetings from Mexico. Arriba. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so this WNBA, when the playoffs do start, I think is going to be really cool. It's going to be good. The one thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to drop my units. I'm only going to bet half units for the first couple of games just to see where we're at, because in the playoffs, interesting things tend to happen. So I just want to go light initially, probably do half unit plays on the first day to see if I've got a good read of things. And then if that all checks out, we'll go back to the 1 unit plays. Had Jackson under, Griner under, Downer under. Get the fuck out of here. Man, you're breaking my heart here. You're killing me. Hey, for anyone who watched my last YouTube video, I just partnered up with Boom Fantasy. I want to know if you guys have tried out the spin and win feature. I think someone told me about they got a 25x multiplier on their slip. Unfortunately, because they were following my bets, they lost. But I think that's pretty cool. Let me know. Anyone on Boom Fantasy if you've tried it. Yeah, you're going to drop your unit size? Yeah, we got murdered. I think I'm taking a look at my tracker for this week just to see what the hell's happened. So if I break it down, yeah, I'm down this week as well. Well, fuck, no surprise. I got absolutely slaughtered today, but I had 6 profitable weeks in a row. And then this week, getting absolutely murdered by a big margin too. So, but we'll see how I can go. You signing like Dabble? Yeah, Dabble's pretty cool. What's crazy about Dabble? That's actually an Australian company. So Dabble here in Australia is more of a sports book. It's not like fantasy. But when they marketed in the US, they created it as a fantasy option. So you've got to do multiples for entries and stuff. So, yeah, I think the best thing to do with Dabble, right? And I think this is for anything on those DFS apps. It's like you need to compare the odds against a sports book. Like, you know how we talk about these odds being juiced when we're sports betting? taking the plays which are juiced to the gills, but betting them on Dabble Fantasy or whatever is the best thing you could do, because a lot of those fantasy apps, they don't count for juice. They kind of weigh up, they stack all the legs, they weigh them all the same. All the odds are the same. So that's how I'd be playing it. If I was on Dabble Fantasy, I'd be doing probably 3-player lineups and just looking for the most juiced plays on sportsbooks. Obviously, if I like the research on them, and then I'd be betting them that way. So for sports betting, I try to stay away from as much juice as possible, because you could win like you can go 2-1 and barely get any profit, or you can go 6-4, 7-3, and you still won't make that much profit if you don't have the right odds. So staying away from those juiced ones. If your sports betting is the way, in my opinion. But yeah, if you're on fantasy, get juiced to the gills. So go hard on it. All right. There's no other comments, so I think I'm going to bounce. I'm going to start researching some NFL stuff. For those of you who are on my VIP, you'll get it as soon as I've done it. I'll probably do a video for Thursday Night Football. We'll see how I go. I think I'm recovering quite well from this terrible day, if you ask me. Actually, talking to you guys about it is a bit like counseling. It's actually made me feel so much better. I'm going to have to pay you guys. But it was good to talk about it, and a lot of supportive comments as well. So thank you guys for that. My mind's pretty clear. So yeah, I'll probably do a Thursday Night Football video. If I don't do the video, I'll put some bets out on my VIP, or all of my bets. And depending on how many you have, I'll probably put a free one out on Winnable as well. So be sure to check that out. If you're looking for some apps to download and you haven't already, Chalkboard, Rebet, Dabble, and Boom Fantasy. They're the ones that I'm affiliated with. Use the code DAFT when you sign up. They've got a lot of deposit matches and sign-up bonuses. And it's crazy how many flash prices and shit that they have. Like, it's almost every single day. They're just pretty much giving away a free square, which is pretty wild. I think that's pretty cool. But feel free to check those out. I appreciate you guys for the support. You guys have a wonderful morning, evening, wherever the hell you are, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, y'all.